Well, hey there. How's it going, everybody? It's Living Off the Market episode. I believe it's episode 4. We're going to talk about the stock market. We're going to talk about tracking different stocks, understanding what's going on in the economy, and how to make money with long call options right now because that is the place to be. So today was a pretty good day for stocks that we watch. I have all the stocks or many of the stocks that are listed on the exchanges are here. These were the biggest winners of the day. The Salem Communications is like a Christian broadcasting network. These are small time companies. Rosetta Stone is one that's kind of local as well. They had a really good day, up 24%. But a lot of the stuff, except Novavax, it's a vaccination company. Moderna, at least 15, 16% days. It was a really good day for biotech.
Please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's called Baby Spraps. We are on a race to 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe. You don't have to watch my videos. Just subscribe.
We're having a race, so don't subscribe to his channel because
unsubscribe from Kenny. Subscribe to him.
I'm going to definitely
subscribe to Baby Spraps.
Be ashamed to lose to my son, and he'll beat me to 1,000 subscribers. So let's talk about the stocks that we care about because certain things that I talked about have done very well, especially recently. Some of them haven't. But we'll talk about today and also talk about why I make a lot of these picks and kind of the way you can predict what's going to happen over the next few months before the election. So stocks I care about and that we watch, I mentioned Schrodinger a lot. They were down overall this week. I'm going to bring in ticker symbols instead of companies for a second, this pivot table, and show you that like the top 10 on here winners today. What kind of companies are these and what have I been saying about them? We can throw them in this sheet. And you can see like different sizes of these companies and share price and volatility. Some of the titles are cut off with my head over to the right there, but you have information about these stocks. And this is one of the things I'll look at as I'm doing some analysis about how are things going. So this is a big trend. Let's talk about just the last, let's say 90-day trend, right? Last 90 days, the last quarter in time. You can see things like Schrodinger was really crushing it up until about this week. And then it's had a down week, but then it recovered today, and it was actually went from like $77 to $84 today. So it's just people selling off, coming back in. I'm not worried about them. I like them. This Intuitive Surgical is really expensive, but the medical robotic technology for doing surgeries and things like that, even more helpful now that you're concerned about contracting viruses and stuff by doing open surgery on people. You're going to want more and more robotics.
Also, this video is sponsored by Dragon Veil.
Dragon Veil is a game by Hasbro, and Hasbro is a stock that I didn't realize was into digital games now, but they have bought some people like Backflip Studios is one that they bought. That's an interesting thing to look at their stock price, but I haven't looked at their financials, so I don't really want to talk about them.
Please download.
Meridian Bioscience here, this Vivo, I've talked about that in the past and given that as a recommendation. They're just crushing it straight up because they're processing testing, PCR testing company. So all your coronavirus tests are going to go through a company like this. They've got unlimited demand, so the share price keeps going up, even though they're a small cap here, right? Sherwin-Williams, painting of new homes sales, new homes being built, fixing up old homes. A lot of people at home wanting their surroundings to be better. Sherwin-Williams on this nice kind of flattening arc, but still above 600 share. They were 500 and change, share down here. They've had a 20% gain in the last few months. They're looking good. Agilent Technologies is another one I've liked. Twitter recovers after being hacked. Anyway, point is, I talked about USNA for a second. I talked about them in the last video, or second to last video that I did, and they were pretty much my best stock to pick, right? This is what they have done over the last 14 days or whatever, since about 10 days ago, I think I did that video. They've crushed it, and it's because they have patented a kind of like a supplement. It's not a prescription type thing. It's a supplement thing. It's got quercetin and resveratrol and a couple things I think will help keep your immune system up. And we're all going to be looking for immune system enhancers and stuff to keep our health through periods where we can't get enough sun, get enough vitamin D. There's a lot of things we're going to need to do to stay healthy and beat this virus as best we can and put us in a position to do it. So that's why they're going up. I think the news is going to kind of get out, and they have great financials on top of that. So I still like them, even though they have gone from 82 or 83 to pretty much 90 in the last few days. Um, let's look at the way that we order this by what I say the best thing to buy is, which is this percent of ceiling price. And it's going to show Schrodinger is still up there. I won't talk about them more because I've talked about them enough, but I'll buy them up to 90 or even 100. And they're only 84, so I still like them. Microsoft is down. So I have Microsoft's price at 205, and I mean it. I mean, Microsoft has earnings coming out next week, and they're going to probably be okay, but they're one of these companies that's going to be resulting in seeing benefits of the added influx of money into the market from the Federal Reserve, buying bonds and buying stocks. Eventually, people want to put their money in companies that we know are long-term winners, that have good balance sheets, that have good products we all rely on. And those are the Microsofts, the Googles, I think the Teslas. Tesla is the future, and it's coming in strong. I mean, look at it. Microsoft, Tesla, Alphabet. These share prices are high. Marriott, I am bringing down. I'm bringing Marriott down a little bit. We'll talk about it, but there's just this iffiness on travel still. People are concerned. So you can see it's Schrodinger, Microsoft, Tesla, Google, because Google's at 1550 and I say buy at 1500. Wait till they drop below 1500 because you'll get them at both these companies, Tesla and Google. They're right on track for being wavering around this 1500, except Tesla will explode out of it up to 2000 one of those random weeks. Google will go up to 1700 in that type of random week where the money gets filtered in there. But Tesla, I like rooting for Tesla a little bit more because just the impact they're having on the world is greater. So the Simulations Plus is interesting. They're kind of like a Schrodinger, but I like Schrodinger better. But they have also got a similar trend in their chart. Um, so it's, you look at, let's put them right here let's go with the last 150 days. You can see that their chart is really nice. It's really nice. It's like very like Schrodinger, except they didn't have a drop off over the last week, but they probably will have a sell off at some point. But then you think they're going to keep going up like that because of what they do: contract drug research, 21st century technology, finding unique solutions to problems to aid our health and human body. These are all things that we need. Chipotle. So I've got Chipotle out of here. Chipotle is interesting. Uh, Truth in advertising. I know one of the executives at Chipotle, and I've spoken with her, and I had a discussion about drive-throughs because I think that the drive-through has become such an important part of the semi-fast to fast food industry. And I was like, are you guys going to put in drive-throughs? And they're not really built for drive-throughs, so they're doing more of the ordering online and expanding their ordering online base. And I get it, and that certainly speaks to the younger population. But there are old blind people like me. I'm not that old, but I am that blind. And I don't want to whip out my phone and try to be like green peppers and pico on a burrito with barbacoa. Like, I would rather say that to someone or do it at a window and have it made for me, right? Tough because they're not built for drive-throughs. I do, however, like that their menu is really segmented and that you know what you want when you're going there. So it makes their online ordering easier. I agree with them. But it's still undetermined to me how they're going to kind of meet this drive-through market. Like maybe they should just have people hanging out outside, taking the order, coming and giving it to you. Contactless drop-off. I guess you're supposed to do it through the app. Maybe I'll grow up and start doing it through the app. But point is they are going to succeed. I've gone to Chipotle because I'm like, I want Mexican, but I don't have time to go to a restaurant, and I don't want to Taco Bell. So they are the decision. So I have them down a little lower than they're at right now. But like I said, I also know and like the executive of the company, so I'm not really going to say too much bad about them. But that's the conversation I had, so I figured you should know. Next, USA, and it crushing it. I love it. Merck. No news about Pepcid and famotidine yet, other than me buying it and taking it for fun because I think it works against the coronavirus. I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me, except it looks like famotidine was really helpful because it's a histamine blocker and it doesn't have the same problems as the other antacids. It actually looks like it helps. I would love if the study that they've been doing at Northwell Health for the last 3 months were released. I know, like at this point, just be like, all right, inconclusive. We're waiting. Just give me something. Something. Just want something. All my options are expiring and there's no news. It's kind of annoying. Beyond Meat, they are dropped all the way down to 128. They're almost viable again because the meat problem is a problem, believe it or not, even if it doesn't feel like it. Uh, Plant protein meat that tastes good is going to have fewer viral pathogens in it, not to mention the whole problem with the slaughterhouses and just the cultivating a live thing like an animal as opposed to a plant just has different things going along with it. They have room to grow again because they can be a $200 a share stock when they get hot, if whatever. But they got to deal with the Impossible Foods people I think are going to be entering the market and trying to rub elbows and take some market share, which they already have. But I think they're also going public if they haven't already. I should look that up. Duncan, AT&T, JetBlue Airlines. I got JetBlue on here at 10. I'm still scared for the airlines because we're not comfortable with flying yet. I saw a little YouTube ad about a guy wearing a what looked like a hazmat suit top, like a big bubble with a big clear thing here. And I've always thought that I would wear that for a flight. I would get on the flight and wear that goofball thing because I don't want to wear a mask for 6 hours. It's too hot. The air purifier thing, like that's kind of how you want to do it. I'm not surprised that that's going to become a thing. We're going to get past our goofiness with that because we're just going to want to feel secure. And if somebody sneezes next to you, that just gets on the front of, you know, your front of your helmet thing that you're disposing of and not even touching again. Maybe it gets cleaned by the airline. I don't know, depending on what can be transmitted if you're wearing somebody else's from the previous flight. I don't know the answers to this, but something's going to happen. And eventually we will use the need to fly again. But it certainly may not be this year even. I mean, we are all apparently okay with driving. LSI hanging out, but they're 50 cents more than they should be. Or 50 cents more than their low. That's about 6 is right about where they should be. 650. Walmart at 131.74. I'm gonna raise this to. No, I'm gonna leave it at 120. I'm gonna leave it for now. I'm not gonna buy Walmart right now. They're gonna be slow and steady, but I'm not gonna buy them right now. Wait till they drop. Sherwin Wendy's 22.41. I don't know if there's anything else of interest for you to talk about other than to say that I want to say that let's look at main sector, subsector for a sec. This is a really cool way of looking at all the companies we keep track of. So sorting it by subsector or main sector, and it looks like healthcare and biotech had the big day. Subsector. Yeah, 8%. There's only 2 companies in biotech. I need more companies there. But healthcare, equipment and supplies, and biotech, 2.7, 2.4. QDEL, I don't even know who these guys are. Point of care antigen test announced on the 11th of May. They're up 10%. Iridex. Let's see what kind of notes I have. Eye diseases, vitrectomy. I had a vitrectomy on my eye. So eye company. Lasers. I've actually had that laser used on multiple eyes. I got 2 eyes. I have had this done. I had a vitrectomy on my OSI, and I had full laser in both eyes with this laser. It's a pretty awesome laser. Helps. Kind of looks kind of cool. Anyway, they're up 10%, 9%. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to waste all your time. It's been 14 minutes already. But the point is searching through this. You're given all the tools you need to make good decisions and pick up stocks when they're cheap, because apparently what it says to do is buy Schrodinger, Microsoft, Tesla, and Google, and well, really it says by Schrodinger, Microsoft, and Tesla, because that's below 100% of their max purchase price in the buck. So let's do that. May all your trades be winning.